Doink. Okay. Now we're playing the last word. It is super tiny on my screen. Last word. Not the last word. The last word is several other things I found on my internet searches to try to find information on this game. So I wonder, can I just make this bigger for myself? Hold on. I think I can't. I think it is super teeny. So luckily it's larger for you guys than it is for me. Let's start at, can I not, I can't click on this. Do I use it? Arrow keys? Arrow keys. And enter. Excuse me, gentlemen. This is the estate of Professor Chet Chatters, is it not? Indeed, we've just arrived as well. The servant should be back out soon, milady. He'll see to letting you in. Don't wait up for us. I didn't expect to see this already. See what? This chit-chat, war of the words, you know, what those two fellows are engaged in right now. No, after you. No, after you. All I see is a bit of discourse. Wordplay is common enough at social gatherings, if not entirely expected. Yes, but have you never met Judge Boasting and Mr. McCall? I'm familiar with them, but we've never been formally introduced. Why? They continuously attempt to get the last word on each other. It's a pain to listen to. It's as if whomever speaks last gets a big prize or some such thing. That's exactly the point, young sir. Try not to play ignorant. This is a rather large estate. Only the best for Professor Chatters. Care to come inside? What of the other two? If we wait for them, we'll be out here all evening, freezing our smiles off. Come along. Yes, Rogan. So this morning I played The Last Door, and today we're playing The Last Word. That is not a coincidence. I mean last word, not the last word. Last word. He shut the door on us, and after inviting us in, can you believe the nerve? Oddly enough, I can. Hopefully the exceptional Professor Chatters will have a bit more manners. You've never met with him either? I can't say that I have, but I couldn't refuse his invitation. This should be a fairly high-profile gathering, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be a great boost for my position in the Mezenbo Corporation. It's due time we entertained our host, Mr. McCall. After you.
Yo.
Very graceful you, Mr. Boasting, but I insist that you lead the way. I couldn't possibly, Mr. McCall. Mr. Boasting, you simply must allow me the pleasure of letting you go first. See what I mean? You are a bit ignorant, aren't you? I'm Witty Gossip. Witty Gossip? A pleasure to meet you. I'm Seymour Seymour of Seymour House. Everyone's name is some kind of pun. A pleasure. What'd you say we get inside before it gets much darker? Yeah, and Dunedane points out that for some reason I'm giving English accents to all my characters when I'm playing these days. I don't know. It's a special week, I guess. He who scoffs last does something best? Scoffs best, I imagine? So, this is Summerhouse, the estate of Professor Chatters. Of course, why state the obvious? Should it be obvious? I've never stepped foot in here before. Good point. You certainly haven't. I don't let just anyone into the property. You're a bit judgmental for a servant. Possibly. Professor Chatters has strict guidelines for who can and cannot attend his little get-togethers. There are multitudes of dowdy figures vying to tumble through that front door. Sometimes his guests have class. Other times I must bite my tongue. Like now, for example. I don't suppose you've worked here long with an attitude like that. I'm a professional, Mrs. Seymour. I've been here quite some time, and I never forget a frumpy face. I wonder if the game is going to start anytime soon. I'm sure to add you both to my mental catalogue of regular attendees. The others are up this way. Follow me. Are you ready? I suppose. This isn't exactly my forte. No, you don't mingle often? My mother handled most of these. Engagements? Key topic. Seymour House. Learn key topics to unlock locked topics. Okay. She was the head of the Seymour House. I was a bit sheltered myself. Maybe you'll pick up on some of her skills. I can only hope. But maybe a glass of wine first? Why am I making the dorky person American? It seems like it shows a little bit of, I don't know, self-hate. Now, let's rob the place. Oh, we can save? Save. Right there. There we go. Alright. I am a blue lady, walking around. Nothing else to do in here besides save. Hello? Oh, where am I going now? Tonight promises to be interesting. Quite a few new faces. Myself included. Most certainly. You especially. And it's bothersome. I come to these parties for some real conversation. Discussions, arguments, gossip. Honestly, Miss... Gossip. Witty Gossip. I just realized her name is Witty Gossip. I know who you are. I'm being condescending. But as I was saying, Miss Gossip, was it? I don't think you have what it takes to hold your own here. You're serious? So people in the chat are talking about the fact that they're glad that there's a bathroom in this house. They didn't just skimp on the details. But he used the term lav. Dunedain, where are you from? The word lav would mean something to you. The rest of the chat was flummoxed. You're serious?
Yeah.
I am. Do you disagree? I most certainly do. Excellent. Oh, are we going to have a fight? Okay. Move the conversation cursor forward to get the last word. Like how? Okay. Higher levels have a greater starting advantage. Witty is 11 levels. So I can say different things. I can be disruptive. But escape descriptive labels? So these are phrases. That's tone, conversation bar, disruptive, power, overpowers submissive people, and then tact overpowers aggressive people, and then movement over... Is that how that works? There's a tone wheel? Holy crap, this is complicated. That's fine, though. I remember trying to, okay, so this is the reason I'm playing this game, is because social interactions are one of the big areas where games typically, we haven't figured out game mechanics that work to reflect them. I tried when I was working on The Sims 2 PSP 10 years ago. We were having this problem. We wanted to come up with a mini game that would represent conversations, but conversations are so nuanced and detailed, and such a huge chunk of our just complicated human brains are devoted to navigating conversations. A simple minigame isn't going to ever be satisfying to replace them. And so whenever somebody tries, I always want to check it out because, it's if we can crack this nut, if we can figure out the right way to do it, it opens up a lot of potential for, narrative games that aren't necessarily all about violence. And, it gives us a more interesting interaction and a more story relevant interaction that we can put into games. So that's why I'm playing this. So this looks complicated, but I'm thrilled that it's complicated because it means they're trying new stuff that I may not have seen before. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Okay, so Dunedain says he's from California, by the way, so I have no idea where he got the word lav. Okay, so Cloudcraft says that he suggests that maybe movement is the bottom bar and power and tact have to do with the stuff that's on top. Lord Fortune suggests that I play this game that I've not heard of before called Event Zero, which lets you converse with a spaceship AI and try to convince it to not have you die. That certainly seems... Yeah, I'm going to check that out. That's a good idea. Yeah, and so part of the problem is people do social stuff. Cloudcraft is saying something along these lines, that social stuff comes to us so naturally. It's like one of the fundamental things that our brain does, and so simulating it using very high level stuff, like there isn't really an easy sort of like touchstone to get the player to understand this is how we're simulating it. This is how we're saying conversation works, and get on board with our model of it so that you can play our game. Everybody feels like conversation just works like, automatically, instinctually. There isn't a model that you build for yourself to help yourself understand it, and it's not a shared model we can all sort of just assume that everyone has. So, okay, so anyway, I'm going to try to figure out how this works. So, I apparently can choose these things. Oh, I can move to the right. Okay, so I can be subtly disruptive. I can do common disruptive stuff, which gives me some... Okay, so this moves the most, moves less, moves very little, but it gives me more power. Let's go common. I select? What do I do? Space? Space. Whoa! I was commonly disruptive. Oh no, but she just did something back to me, and now I'm irritated. Okay. So I leveled up? Is that, or did I?
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there. Oh, so she defeated me really fast. Because it's normally it would start at 0, but I started way back at -11 because I was just already back on my heels. So she defeated me quickly, and maybe I wasn't expected to win that one. But it seems I've left you speechless. Be a good girl and bring me a glass of that 20-year Blanc. It's just delicious. I'm kind of disappointed that there wasn't any specific dialogue associated with their interactions. I realized that would be the most time-consuming and miserable part of creating this game, and it would have sort of a possibly more than a Scribblenauts level of complexity, but still, it would have been cool if they tried something along those lines. We'll see here. Be a good girl and bring me a glass of that 20-year Blanc. It's just delicious. Come now, show some class. Don't leave a thirsty woman awaiting her evening nip. You can pour a glass of wine fairly well, at least. I commend you. Okay, excellent. Simply divine. As you're no doubt aware, there's a great power in the ability to get the last word in a conversation. In that brief moment of speechlessness, you were susceptible to my persuasive persuasions. It's a positively overwhelming feeling. It certainly is. You don't sound enthusiastic enough, and it bores me no end. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to strike up a conversation elsewhere. Find the lock icon to progress the story. Okay. Oh, hello. I'm a little surprised seeing you talk with Miss Prattle like that. You mean just now? What of it? It's just, I don't know, it's like watching a fight. I didn't expect you to take part in it. I thought we'd already unlocked that. We just met Seymour. I don't know why you're already making expectations. You're right. I guess I'm still a little bit flustered. Like I said before, my mother usually handled these affairs. Looks like I have a lot to learn. Well, I assume that means we'll get into it. Common discourse can be summed up by saying that whomever gets the last word wins. Okay. To move the conversation forward in the direction you like, you need to carefully juggle 3 types of phrases. We'll be simple. Let's start with a disruptive phrase. Disruptive. Let's go common. Haha, daggers! The disruptive phrase garners a small amount of power in the conversation. To really affect discourse, we need tact. Now that we have some power, select a submissive phrase. The first will give the opposition their turn. Oh, he daggered me back. All right, so unfortunately, there is a meter that my window is in front of. Let me kill that. There we go. Okay, so you can actually see that I've gained power in the conversation. I'll scooch to the side here so that I'm, this should hopefully go a little bit better. So Dunedane's like, dang, this is like a Jane Austen game. He's been commenting that with the accent I've been using and stuff, that it seems like it's, Jane Austen made a video game. Okay, here we go. So now I want a submissive phrase. And we have to pick subtle because I need to have, because I need to have the power to support it. Okay, cool. So choose subtle, use some power. And now I've gained tact. Reduce power, but gain tact. Tact is needed to be aggressive without losing face. We'll go ahead and say an aggressive phrase. Watch the conversation truly start to move. Okay, so I can blow 20 tact and do a lot of movement. Raw. The more pegs shown over composure, the more conversation moves forward when using aggressive phrases. Okay, so I'm collected. He's irritated. So composure is important. If someone's damaged composure, they become more susceptible to aggressive phrases. Okay, so when you're collected, you got no pegs. When you add pegs, that makes you more irritated, and that means that the other guy's stuff works better on you. Okay, gotcha. Or to be more clear, aggressive phrases move the conversation further if the listener has worse composure. So, damage composure using a stronger tone. Once the speaker chooses a phrase, they also commit to a tone. Chosen tone is shown as a shape below the person who used it. Balance phrase choices based on resources, immediate effects on the conversation, and tones to get the advantage. More information can be read at the save point. Oh, your witty daggers. Okay, so I have no power, so I probably need to gain some power, and I can gain more power if I don't bother moving the conversation. So, and the square and the... I don't quite get how the circle, the square, and the star work. I mean, there's a little cycle up there that says, like over there, it says like circle connects to star, connects to square, but I'm not sure what that means exactly. Does it mean that it's gonna... Well, let's try overt. So that moved me to star, but I'm not sure what that means. So he's at square, I'm at star. What does that do? I don't get it. So if I use this, I go to square. Does it matter that... Are we trying to match? Are we trying to... I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, it looks kind of rock, paper, scissors-y, but I just... Like, do I want to be square when he's circle? Let's get a bunch of this now. So if I go circle... He goes square. Oh, he beat me. Okay, so I can be subtle here. That'll be a star. Okay, so if he rock, paper, scissors me, he makes me irritated. So I can probably make him more irritated by using a subtle move here. Yeah, okay, so I've frustrated him. Okay, so, and now he's circle, so I can use square, which is the most movement. His blood is boiling. Okay, now it shouldn't take me much. I could probably just do something disruptive. He's at square, so if I use a star, that'll give me no movement. Oh wait, no, this should just work, right? Win! I have won! I got the last word. So you gain experience after discourse. It's higher when winning than losing. Alright. Feel smarter? I suppose you just beat me to a pulp verbally, but yeah, I'm sure I'm fine. Doodledane suggests I should have just bitten him. Okay, just try to remember the phrase civilitas civilitatum. Sir Lauden's motto? I never learned Latin. It's not Latin, it's complete gibberish to the finest degree, but everything has meaning. It works as a reminder that in the civilized world, it isn't what you say that matters, but how you say it. Civilitas civilitatum. Our nation hasn't steered us wrong yet. I'll try to keep that in mind. Perhaps I'll start picking up on some of the finer points as I go along.
Oh.
So Cloudcraft says, I like having an RPG system where loss is not a failure state. So they basically figure into it, that you will lose sometimes, and you still get experience from it, and you move forward. And so I told the young lady that she could have my hat only if she put down the revolver. Brilliant tale, Mr. Boasting. I'm sure that impoverished child you saved will never forget your deeds. Oh ho! He'd better not! Servant, when are we going to meet the Professor? At breakneck speed, I assure you. Professor Chatters needs to finish setting up the equipment before the grand display. Key topic, newest invention. And let's say you tell us what this new device is of his, eh? I've been sworn to secrecy, as I'm sure you'd expect, Judge Boasting, but your charm is noted. I encourage you to all mingle while we wait. The wine is out and corked. Enjoy it. It looks like we must wait a bit longer, Mr. McCall. It seems to be that way, Mr. Boasting. Care to grab a drink? I'd love to, Mr. McCall. After you. This is a small party. I expected more varied crowd, didn't you?
Huh.
I guess I never thought about it. Maybe more people will arrive. The night's young. Okay, select key topic and gossip with guests. Level up the topic or learn new ones. Key topics is on the shift key. Shift. Mrs. Falar Prattle, Judge Chaff Boasting, General Sandhoff, Master Seymour, Mr. Holden McCall. So key topics. So I have not talked. Okay, so the key topics are these little pips on the bottom of the screen. And I've unlocked 2 of them, and I haven't talked to any of these people about them. So, okay, so newest invention is 1. Seymour House is another. Now let's, I think I should talk to Seymour again, because he's easy. Let's get a little bit more practice with him. How do I talk to you? Let's gossip. Not much to talk about, really. My mother was the head of the house, and now it's me. Oh. So do I... Okay, so I... What about newest invention? Let's talk about that. Hey.
Huh.
I couldn't possibly guess what the professor brought us here for. Maybe we should ask around. Okay, so I've talked to him about it. I'm gonna avoid that woman. Hello? The professor's inventions is as much a mystery to me as it is to you. Honestly, though, I expected there to be much more to the Summerhouse estate than your average party would have. Knowing what little I know of the professor's reputation, I expected the estate to be stacked to the brim with scientific equipment. Aha! That's a new topic. Well, let's talk to him about my other topics. Hey, get out of my way, woman. All right, now. So Chatter's history is a new topic, so let's talk about that. The noble professor is quite the mystery, even to McCall House. Okay, well, do you know about this other thing?
Hey.
Seymour House. Seymour House. Seems I should know more about it, but I'm drawing a blank. So, Cloudcraft asks, why are we here? Apparently, Mr. Chatters is going to be showing us some invention of his. So he invited us all over for a party, but he's late, or he's just not showing up because he's, fashionable. And so we're just chattering in the meantime. And apparently, this is a thing he likes to do, is have people over and have them competitively talk to each other. Ah, yes, the Seymour House. Unimportant by the standards of the last few years, but not without interesting details. I'm positive Mrs. Prattle would have something to say about the former head of the house. But I doubt she'll talk about it here. Maybe once the night progresses, the wine will loosen her tongue. Alright, well, what else do we have to say? Newest invention? I'm quite excited to see what the immaculate Professor Chatters has in store for us. So he doesn't know anything. Let's talk about Chatters' history. The Professor has a rich and fine history of gentlemanry, at least so I hear. He's rather reclusive, but he's quite brilliant. They say his inventions have been used in the front lines of this blasted war. So I've just leveled up newest invention. I found, so people have different clues about the invention and that levels up the topic? Okay, so now newest invention is empty again. So I need to go talk to people about it again in order to get more on it. Let's talk to him again. Probably has nothing to say. I'm quite excited to see what the immaculate Professor Chatters has in store for us. Could it be another prototype for the war? They say his previous invention was purchased by the military almost immediately. I wonder if his previous invention was the funniest joke ever told from Monty Python. Okay, so I want to get into more of these fights. See how they work. Can I just, is that what chattering is? No. Miss Prattle, can we gossip? See, the Professor's made inventions for the military, my word. Hey, come back. Let's ask her about Seymour House. Seymour House, I'm all too familiar. It's a rather lesser house. That old man with the glasses is the youngest member, if I'm not horribly mistaken, but I'd rather not talk about that lineage tonight. Alright, well let's see what Chatter does. Oh, it's Chatter. Boasting House is known mostly for politicians and judges. Most of us enlist early on. You won't find a truer gentleman. Because of our position, we've always been friendly with McCall's. McCall House, in case you didn't know, is mostly administrative. Every courtroom in St. Lauden has at least one Boasting and one McCall. Oh ho! That means you're Judge Boasting, correct? Should I be calling you Your Honor? Absolutely not. Call me as you would any other civilian. I only go by my title in the courtroom. So who's this green person? They're just in the bathroom. They're just stuck in there. Discourse? What'd you say to a friendly sparring? Okay, so I can just discourse anytime I want to. What's your opinion on professional boxing? This sounds like a weighted conversation. Excuse me if I'm cautious. It's an expertise of mine, certainly, although a new viewpoint is always welcome. Then if you must know, I think very little of it. You jest. St. Lauden was founded on the principles of diplomacy, strength in words, not arms. That's a modern fallacy compared to the origins of humanity, or even Europe as a whole. We fought and struggled long before words existed. Boxing's an homage to our heritage. It harkens back to our origins, pitting one against the other in close quarters. So much time and effort placed into destroying another person, not just body but pride and reputation. And if you think that, because the activity is physical, it's somehow less than, say, a highly regarded debate at a university, primal brutality can hardly compare to philosophical discussion. Okay, so there are conversations going on here. Allow me to assert the opposite. So are we going to go into... Okay, so I'm only one down. So let's try to be disruptive. Okay, I don't care if we move, but I just want to get as much power as possible. daggers into your eyes. Oh. He's got special powers. Look at that guy. Okay, so let's... Alright, so if I use a circle move on him... Oh, I can't! He went circle, and I can't use the circle move! Well, and this circle move is... Well, I can at least get somewhere. Get a little bit more power. He's irritated at me. Oh, he's roasting me. Oh, that was bad. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this costs 50. Circle, so I can use a square on him now. Get a little bit of tact, which can get me some movement, or... If I use this square... No, not that one. I did not mean to select that. Okay, well, there we go. Alright. So using a circle on him now is good. And I get a bunch of tact out of it. Oh, he's so frustrated. Oh, he's beating me up though. Alright, and go aggressive. Which uses half of my tact to move a whole ton. Oh, fire in your face! Okay, he mostly helped himself there. Can I go aggressive again? Well, I don't think it'll move as much as it otherwise could. No, it's not that it doesn't move as much, it's that... Oh yeah, I would just want to make him as mad. So if I wanted to make him mad, I would use this. Move it forward a little bit. But then I would need to get some tact back in order to use the full thing, but it's probably fine. Yeah, we're early in the conversation. I've got an advantage. He's ready to burst. Whoosh, oh man. Now I'm irritated. Okay, so now I gotta get some tact back. So how much tact do I need to get back? Okay, I only need... What, I want to get up to 10, 20... I want 50 tact, right? No, it's 30 tact. Okay, so I just need 10 more. And so, okay, so I don't need very much power. I can use any of these. So he's at circle. If I use square, I get a little bit of movement and some power that I need. And he'll be annoyed. Oh, he's over the edge. Alright, so now I'll do something submissive. Don't need much. Oh, square does not work very well against that. So let's try, let's hold on a little bit longer. Would rather go circle, get a little bit more power, and some movement. He is beyond return! I'm pissing him off so much with my opinion of boxing. Okay. So, now we go submissive. He's square. Boink. Got a bunch now. I can probably... Whoa! Whoa! No. The swings get wider as we go. Okay. Whoosh! So he doesn't have a lot of tact right now. Okay, he's getting a little bit more. Oh, he's got enough to do bad things to me now. But... boxing sucks! I just proved that boxing sucks. This actually feels like I'm playing movie fights a little bit. Okay. So, I got a bunch of experience for that. I'm level 3. I earned a bow! What is that? Now that that's settled, I'd like you to empty your pockets. What? I would say that you're the first person interested in emptying my pockets. My former manager is currently vacationing in Majorca. I'm not interested in your money. I'm not a train robber, but I will take that bow. That's all? Go right ahead, I brought a much better tie to wear. I earned a bow! Why? I'll put this to good use. How? I have no doubt. Why do I have that? What's that for? I don't know. I'm gonna go save. I feel like it's been going well so far. All right. Well, this is interesting. I don't know how much longer it's going to remain interesting, but yeah, okay. I think we got a sense for how this game works. So it's interesting. It was just all about sort of deciding, like, you know, how much long-term investment you want to make in different resources. Like, you know, like deciding how fragile your position in the conversation is, and deciding to sort of build up to big explosive conclusions, but then how, like, there's this other concern, which is making them angry, and making them angry is really valuable long term, but that affects, you know, which moves you want to make. So this feels like it's probably kind of solvable at some point, but there's just so many moving parts, it's hard, it would be really hard to get there. So you do kind of feel like you're competing against somebody else who has a lot of options for fighting you. So it's pretty good. Let's see what this next story event is. Please wait patiently while the incredible professor finishes up his work. It seems a bit rude that he shouldn't be out to greet us himself, or that he shouldn't have his invention already prepared. If you knew what sort of device he has been working on, I'm sure you would eat your words. So the newest invention topic is locked, but I can come back to that later. So let's go save again, and I think we'll be done with this game for now. But this is fascinating. Doing some really interesting exploration into this kind of, I don't know, ill-explored topic in game design. And how do I... Is there a way to quit? So we got topics, skills, wines? You can collect wines? And I've got 2 of 2 bows? Why do I need bows? I don't know. It feels like this game is going a lot more places too eventually. But I cannot figure out how to quit, aside from just clicking the X, which I suppose I'll do. So... Oh, maybe you can quit in the save menu. Well, let's try if we can. I was not paying attention to whether you could, but you're right. I think that might very well be the case. Oh, there it is. Exit. Perfect. Oh, wait. Nope, that doesn't work either. So, time to quit that way. All right. Well, that was last word. Fascinating.